Welcome to Salzburg, Austria. In front of us is Schloss Mirabell, meaning Mirabell Palace, a very beautiful palace. Salzburg is very famous for its Baroque architecture, and what it's even more famous for is that it is the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, one of the greatest and most famous composers of classical music. Over here you can see a large garden right next to Schloss Mirabell, and many newer palaces of Europe during the 17 and 1800s had this very Baroque and Rococo style, and what was involved in that was these huge grand parks, kind of like how you see in Versailles in Paris, or how you see in, I forgot the name of it. There's this very beautiful palace in Vienna that I've seen, and it has a much larger garden and kind of like everything bigger, grander, and more ornate than, say, this small palace here in Salzburg. Salzburg is located in a flat area right next to the Alps and is like right on the border between Austria and the German province, region of Bavaria. And the next video is going to be about Munich. We made a small one-day stop over here in Salzburg en route on our way from Venice to Munich. And in Munich, you're going to see a lot more grand and beautiful palaces and whatnot. Over there on the hill, you can see the Hohensalzburg Fortress, a very grand and imposing fortress that overlooks the Altstadt of Salzburg. Altstadt meaning Old Town in German. Now here we cross the Salzach River. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but this is the Salzach River that cuts through central Salzburg. We happened to run into one of the greatest Bollywood actors in history, Anil Kapoor, and most importantly, he's acted in Mr. India. The movie Sound of Music was shot here in Salzburg, and right there is the Salzburg Cathedral, a very Baroque-like cathedral. And I remember walking through this Platz, and I remember that, the Sound of Music, the movie, there's a scene that was shot over here. Now we can't show it, but it was a very nice scene, and while I was walking here, it also reminded me of how in a lot of his, Salzburg is very, you don't see a lot of Gothic architecture, if not like very, very minimal Gothic influences in the architecture here, and a lot of Baroque, and also a lot of like neoclassical style, as you can see here with the facade of the church, very Romanesque as well.